Okay, we've seen all the cartoons that we know of, one being Japanese and the rest being American. And there was a live-action sitcom which I found to be kinda good. Now, because I'm covering the whole franchise, we're gonna have a look at the live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie. And this movie is in widescreen. Released in 1993 by Hollywood Pictures, the movie starts off with a history lesson about dinosaurs.
A long time ago, the Earth was ruled by dinosaurs. They were big, so not a lot of people went around hassling them. Actually, no people went around hassling them because there weren't any people yet. Just the first tiny mammals. Basically, life was good.
You know, it just don't get no better than this.
Yeah. Then something happened. A giant meteorite struck the Earth. Goodbye, dinosaurs. But what if the dinosaurs weren't all destroyed? What if the impact of that meteorite created a parallel dimension where the dinosaurs continue to thrive and evolve into intelligent, vicious, aggressive beings? Just like us. And hey, what if they found a way back?
Oh, is that their explanation for the two worlds? Not the worst I've heard. Present day, we are introduced to the Mario Bros. Plumbing service. They are a private company and are pretty broke, as many small private companies go. Mario's a realist, while Luigi likes the supernatural, like parallel dimensions. Then there is a construction being held up because dinosaur bones have been discovered. As you know, preserving history is more important than building the future, for you can't build a future without knowing your past. But the head of the construction doesn't care and threatens the head of the dig site, named Daisy. She runs off to find a payphone to call the university, and by a coincidence the closest one is occupied by Luigi. And Luigi just happens to fall in love, offering the phone and the little change they have. After her call, she gets talking with the brothers, who offer her a ride back, and Luigi goes ahead and asks her to dinner. At this double date dinner, they discuss the dig site. Turns out that that site could very well be ground zero of the meteorite that destroyed all the dinosaurs. Also, we get to hear that Daisy's adopted. That rock around her neck is all she was left with. We know from the beginning that she isn't actually human. She was left at a church as an egg and hatched not long after. And turns out that Luigi never knew his parents. His brother Mario has been taking care of him. After dinner, the Marios go their separate ways with their dates. Luigi and Daisy decide to head over to the dig site because Luigi is fascinated by this stuff.
These are all strange new species. Look at this one. The way the bones fit here and the opposable thumb. It's almost as if he was a monster trying to be a human being.
Just then, saboteurs pull some plumbing, and they race to get Mario for help.
We need your help!
Scapelli! Strap your boat on, kid. We're going in.
You'd think Mario had a personal grudge against him. While the brothers fix the leak, a pair of goons come sneaking in to kidnap Daisy. The brothers, though mostly Luigi, chase after her and find her shifting through dimensions. Oh, that looks familiar from somewhere. Luigi decides on a leap of faith, and Mario, being the realist, is unsure if the portal will open and catch him. A trippy trip later, they resume the chase and end up in a whole other city. While the brothers explore their new surroundings, we meet the antagonist of the franchise, Koopa. According to his words, he feels the meteorite has exiled his whole species to a filthy, bacteria and fungus-infested hellhole for 65 million years. He wants to merge the worlds back together and rule in a cleaner environment. 65 million years and you haven't invented disinfectant yet? Guess brains weren't on the top of the evolution list. And of course, an evil leader needs his two goons. They bring the news that they have captured the correct girl this time, but they forgot the rock. It is this rock which will start the merging.
The plumbers took it.
Plumbers. Plumber alert.
Back on the street, the brothers get mugged,
Don't touch that! Hey!
and the mugger gets thrown around. And now they go chasing after the rock. But that doesn't last long, as they bump into the police and get arrested.
Name? Mario. Last name?
Mario.
Well, yeah, you don't call them the Mario Brothers if their last name wasn't Mario. Or wait, does that mean they've been calling him by his last name all this time? And Luigi by his first name?
What's your name?
Luigi.
Luigi?
No, Luigi Mario.
Okay, look, how many Marios are there between the two of you?
There's three. There's Mario and Luigi Mario.
Say what?
Okay, they've been so creative with so many other things, but they couldn't come up with anything here? Although reduplicated names aren't that uncommon. During the immigration, many who use the Arabic naming structure don't have a family name, and instead use their father's or grandfather's name as their last name. And if you're named after either, or a common name, you end up with Abram or Edward Edwards. While in jail, we hear the truthful ramblings of a crazed inmate. Something about the meteorite splitting the world and a king turned to fungus, getting his revenge by spreading himself in every nook and cranny. Then Koopa himself decides to visit the brothers to try and see if they got the rock. When asking nicely fails, he takes them to the de-evolving chamber and demonstrates its power.
Can become a loyal child of the royal family. Goomba.
Don't see any resemblance. They get into a brawl and send Koopa into the de-evolver, which was quickly interrupted. They flee back into the police station, narrowly escaping fireballs, and steal a police car. After a big car chase scene, which would make Michael Havoc Bay proud, they enter a tunnel and fall off a cliff. The goons then undergo a change, in a different direction.
Do you know what the square root of 26,481 is?
What are you talking about?
191. Perhaps if I could just make you idiots smarter, you won't screw up this time.
Although their brains don't seem to have grown all that well.
Quickly after them, cousin! I'm with you, cousin! Go forward!
In the name of King Koopa, we arrest you! Surrender immediately!
They sure were overpowered quickly. With some negotiations, they come to a deal. Daisy for the rock. But the rock was stolen, and the goons are the only ones who know who may have it and where to find her. At some point, we learn something interesting.
It says Daisy. What?
Okay, Daisy from the Game Boy Super Mario Land. Peach is probably in another dimension. While Daisy waits for her first meeting with Koopa, she meets a little dinosaur pet.
You're a...
Go ahead and say it. Dinosaur. Yoshi is a pet of the royal family. You may pet him.
Ah, poor chained Yoshi. Meanwhile, at some club, the brothers spot their rock thief. And in order to get to the rock, is to ask the carrier for a dance. With a move, he chances a try at the rock. And misses. In another move, he tries again. Any chance third move's a charm? Success! Just then, the troops arrive. They try to get out by tossing the rock back and forth as a distraction. But it falls into the bad guy's hands. The brothers decide to escape, with the help of the thief, leaving the rock behind. They make their way into Koopa's palace and decide to turn off the heating. They also find some outfits that would best suit them. Meanwhile, Daisy is visited by Koopa's friend, Nina. who has her own plans about the merging of the worlds and attempts to kill Daisy. This plan fails as Yoshi's tongue trips her up and Daisy escapes. She bumps into the goons, who say they've always been loyal to the king. They take her to the throne room and introduce her to the now fungused king.
Daisy, may I present to you your father, the fungus, Koopa's first victim of de-evolution.
This is my father?
Yeah, well, few are ever prepared for family reunions. Shortly after, the brothers meet up with Daisy and are too introduced to the king. And are captured again. Out on the street, Koopa is about to kill them, but is thwarted by a boot to the head. During the brawl, the rock is lost to Nina, who proceeds to activate the merging herself. Also, Mario tries to find something he can use as a weapon. Don't you just love these exasperated expressions?
Plumbers.
Monkey!
Whoops, a bit too far. Well, seeing as everyone's terrified by this Bob-omb, Mario decides to arm it. And it falls down a hole. Just then, the merging.
It's melting. We're merging.
And Scapelli becomes the first victim of the handheld de-evolver. But Koopa's reign doesn't last long, as the rock piece is pulled out and everyone's returned to the rightful place. Luigi jumps in with a pair of de-evolved guns, and they proceed to try and de-evolve Koopa. Meanwhile, that little Bob-omb has been on a long journey and finally reaches its target and blows Koopa sky high. And the brothers are now heroes for defeating the evil tyrant, and the king re-evolves to its natural form. As the brothers are about to return, Daisy realizes her place as princess, and she is the only one that can control the portal. A kiss later, they return to their world, and she takes care of her kingdom. 3 weeks later, the Mario brothers are chilling at home when suddenly...
Luigi, Mario!
Daisy!
You gotta come with me, I need your help.
What's wrong?
You're never gonna believe this.
I believe it.
You do?
I believe.
Yep, another one that ends on a possible continuation that was never made. Not too surprising seeing as it wasn't well received or sold. As a film on its own, just another adventure like the rest of them. From all of this, it seems like it isn't possible to make a good movie or series out of a plumber rescuing a princess. We should just leave such crazy ideas as standalone games. Of course, if successful enough, there will be a series of games and spin-offs. The only thing is that Mario doesn't really change because the creators don't really want to experiment. Whereas Sonic Team doesn't really mind trying new things with Sonic. Yeah, we all know where that has gone. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a convention to get to.